Hello, hello. Heather Jane here with another episode of Confidence with Coffee. So I have my coffee. No, I am not paid by Krispy Kreme, but it is a great mug. So I've got my coffee, and I wanted to share with you a fantastic episode that we just recorded for Confidence Through Cabaret, the podcast. And that's what this segment on this playlist is all about. There's lots of playlists. There's personal life, work life, and stage life confidence videos. Very often there's a thread between them. For example, if you took a topic like goal setting, I have a full video series on goal setting in your personal life, goal setting in your work life, and goal setting in your stage life. The same with, I don't know, values is another topic that we cover. So go and check out. And if you like a particular topic, then check out the threads on each of the lifelines. If you like a particular lifeline, for example, you want to raise your confidence in your personal life, then follow through on that um, playlist. Same in work life, and for most of us, we have uh, a part of our life where we have confidence. Maybe it's in your work life or certain aspects of your work life, but not so confident in our personal life. And what we do with Confidence Through Cabaret is we say, start from where you're strong. So start from where you have the confidence, where you feel good in your body, where you feel competent and skillful. And then we look at the strategies for shifting that across and applying it to other areas of our life where we want to raise our confidence or grow more confidence. I am heavily investing my time right now around helping to raise body confidence. So, because I believe that confidence comes from the inside, I don't think there's any or many people who would disagree with that. But it comes from our beliefs and our programming. So, for our body, for example, our beliefs are things that people have said, or including the media, not even people we know. And so it's about really questioning those things. If we don't feel good in our body as we are, and yes, you might want to make changes. Yes, you might want to, right now I wish that I was more strong, because I've lost a huge amount of my strength. I wish that I was more flexible, and I wish that I didn't carry so much weight, which makes aerial work, as I like to do, very difficult because I'm heavier and weaker, so and less flexible. So yes, there are things that I want to work on, and willpower alone will not sustain you in that. If willpower alone was all we needed, then we would be able to have all of the great habits, and Weight Watchers, or your favorite weight loss company, would be the most influential company on the planet. But it isn't enough to maintain it. It isn't. Willpower doesn't keep us going. It'll get us results, yes, in the short term. But if you want to maintain long term, confident results, then you need to work on the inside. It's that mind body connection. And so, when we are thinking about making changes, when we are thinking about shifting our habits, it's not about stopping an old habit. It's about replacing it with new habits. And so this week, Deanna Wheeler and I, on the Confidence Through Cabaret, the podcast, go check that out. It's on the Vodcast playlist if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere you get your podcasts. It's on Confidence Through Cabaret. Just search that on your favorite podcast host. And really what we were talking about was 3 tips to manage the holidays. And Deanna shared 3 great tips to manage the holidays, because we are in holiday season. And if you're not watching this in December, this is going to look crazy, but I am not ready for the holidays other than I have my Santa coat. That's that's all I've done so far for the holidays. I have the full effect right there. And I enjoy the holidays, but this is going to be a tough one for me this year. Um, and I, I have some processing to do. So I'm not going to rush through. I'm not going to rush around. I'm going to do what I can a little bit each day. And that's how I'm doing that. When I had busier times in terms of work life, or busier times in terms of family life and social life and so on, then I needed to manage it in a different way. I needed to plan in a different way. than I do now. Right now, what I need to plan is for giving myself some time and space. And that's really what Deanna is talking about in the 3 tips.
3 tips. We're going to make this pretty simple. And I'm sure that many of these things are things you've heard before, but I hope that you will take them with a little bit of notice, that the way that I'm sharing them and speaking of them is so that you can take care of you, because that's the most important part. We, again, just get sucked into the demands of life, and then we come last. So think of these things as, how can I feel my best so that these things, these family gatherings, going shopping, that all that stuff doesn't drag us down and stress us out.
And I love this. This is the 3 tips are in order to take care of you and to feel your best. And we discuss and the kind of stress and all the obligations and all of our own expectations and all of those things on it. But we start off this episode, and I love this because Deanna is helps people, among other things, with meditation practices and those understanding our triggers, and really kind of being able to slow down in order to process. So I like this practice of, and doing this through the holidays would be amazing because it gives you some time and space for yourself. Today I am. That's going to be my new journal question. I started journaling in the evenings recently. I found that easier. I find it helps me sleep better because it lets me release from the day. And I didn't have so much to say in the morning, mostly because I was exhausted because I've been processing things all night and not really sleeping. So I'm finding my journaling practice is working much better in the evenings. But I am going to reignite a morning journaling practice, a short one, to just say, today I am. And then I'm sad, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm hurting, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm nervous, and whatever it is, and then really get into those triggers of what it is. So let's talk about Deanna's 3 tips. The first tip, and remember, this is about taking care of you, right? This isn't so that you can do more. This isn't so that your family have everything they need. Because if you want your family to really have everything that they need in terms of your time, in terms of your energy, in terms of your your positivity and fun, then you need to take care of you. It's the expression that's being very overused, rightly so. You can't fill from an empty cup. So taking time for you, taking time to slow down, that is not something for the holidays. That is for every day. That's what meditation gives us. That's what gratitude practice gives us. That's what journaling gives us. It also gives us an opportunity to really get behind what are those triggers and what are my beliefs. And the reason that I mentioned the body mind confidence piece at the beginning of this, and actually I might as well just say that I'm running regular webinars now on that mind body confidence to grow your results, to get better, to show up in your business, to get the results that you desire. But the reason why we started talking around that slow down was because when we're in that fight, flight, or freeze, everything can be in like a log jam, right? And then it's hard to shift it. So by slowing down, we can let it go a little bit at a time. And that doesn't feel like it's exploding, which is what happened for me. And it's exhausting and extreme and unnecessary. And if I'd have let it go a little bit at a time, if I'd have processed each piece, then I would have been better equipped to handle the difficult situations that have happened in my life, which I talk about very freely, and you'll find it on other videos I'm not going to go into right now. But when we don't take a break, when we don't give ourselves that space to allow, then we can't be our best selves. And then our family doesn't get to enjoy us. So back to Deanna's tips here. Plan ahead. Yes, plan ahead. Don't plan a full day. Plan part of a day, because that the other part of the day is going to be, oh, didn't expect this, turns out, and then, time gets eaten up. This week I went on a wild goose chase for a laptop charger because the dog ate my son's laptop charger and he couldn't work. So I didn't plan that hour into my day. I had to work late to make up that hour of my time in my own business, because that's a commitment that I had to myself of what I would get done that day. And so don't plan your whole day. I've taught time management or balance, honoring our time and energy, or work life balance, all kinds of different programs for businesses and individuals for decades. You'd think I'd know better, but no, I had my whole day planned, and then something comes up and an hour's gone. So plan ahead. That means then that you can also plan in time for you. That also means that you can allow some space for when things shift, or maybe when you want to do something that unexpected that comes along. And I'll let you listen to the episode. I'm not going to go into the full details of it. The second tip is to keep healthy habits. And that actually is my favorite of the three tips. Keeping healthy habits means that we don't have to we don't have to restart them in the new year, which is hard. It is way harder to restart something than it is to just maintain it if it's good for us, our exercise, our water, our mental health activities. um, it's frustrating to me, because for 2 weeks I could just not exercise, and in fact it's been much more than that now for me. I could not exercise for 2 weeks, and that's my new hobby, my new habit, not my new hobby, my new habit. But then if I exercise for 2 weeks, for some reason, that's not my new habit. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, it's how our brain works, and how it filters, and how it builds kind of all kinds of barriers to the things that we find difficult. Sometimes some of the healthy behaviors are good for us, and it makes it difficult for us to do them, but it doesn't mean that they're not worth doing. So maintain your healthy habits and keep them going, even if, and I love this, Deanna points out, that you have maybe an hour of exercise a day typically, then cut it down to 20 minutes if you don't want to do the full time, but give yourself some time so that you're maintaining that habit. I think that's beautiful. And then the third one is to take a breather, and that relates back to where we started with the slow down, let things go, get some space, have some alone time, have some time to, read a book, or have some time to go for a walk, or if you're around loads of people, go to a different room. I love going to my room when I'm feeling overwhelmed. My bed is my oasis. I just go, it's like the inner child in me just needs to have some alone time and just be held. Because if I'm overwhelmed or stressed or hurting, then I don't want other people around. I don't want any help. I just want some time for me, and to really kind of go back to a nutritive, calm state where I'm at a normal breathing rate and heart rate, and just to take some deep breaths and put things into perspective. I have been the nightmare person on the holidays. I have been the grumpy person that ignites arguments. I'm not the only one in my family, but I am certainly have done my share. Um, I can hear my late mother laughing about that now, because I never would have told her that. But I have been that person, and I have needed that space, and I've been in a place. The last Christmas that I had, whew, last Christmas that I had with my um, uh, parents and my brother and my children was stressful, to say the least. It was organized without my permission. So I wouldn't have chosen to spend time in that way with in that space. I was sleeping on the sofa, which was the social room for everybody coming in late at night, and the social room for everybody getting up early in the morning. And in between there was very little space, and I just couldn't find my boundary on it. I did, however, maintain my exercise, because if I let my exercise go, it is brutal for me to get it back. And so I did my exercise on the stairs on the landing. That was the only place where I had a little that's how small it was. It wasn't even a big landing. It was just a little landing in a yeah, going upstairs to a few bedrooms, wasn't a big space at all, but that's all the space I have. And I can vividly remember my brother and his wife stepping over me as I was trying to do stretching and planks and things on the landing. That's how just the traffic was nonstop, and it was terrible weather. I couldn't get outside. I couldn't escape, um, and every tempers were high, and everybody had a room to retreat to, except for me. The bathroom is another oasis if you need one. Just saying. So taking a break, taking a breather, finding some space for you, even if it's not the most ideal weather, wrap up warm and go out, get some walk. Even if you just need the excuse of going up to the shop for grabbing some milk or bread or something. So those are the three tips that we discuss, and I think, well, let's think about you know this time as a time when we enjoy and we're giving, but we also need to be um, able to receive from ourselves, give to ourselves and receive from ourselves, and getting into that cycle. Um, I have a practice that especially comes out at this time of year, which is to turn my gratitude practice, and I do have one. It really helps me be grounded, most especially in my body, most especially when I'm not at the strength or size that I want to be at. And that is to be grateful for the parts of my body that I'm struggling with the most. So what do they allow me to do? And you'll find we talk about this actually on the body confidence webinar. So if you reach out to me, I'm Heather Jean on all of the socials, or Confidence Through Cabaret on the socials, or leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. But I turn my gratitude inwards. So I look for the part of my body, if it's around my body that I'm looking for gratitude, then I look at where what am I struggling with the most. A lot of the time it's around my legs, because my mother kept telling me I had thighs of a lady wrestler. And so we do a lot of work actually on the webinars about this. So do check that out. But so what do my legs, my strong, powerful legs allow for me, would be the follow through thought on that. And again, we can go deeper into that. But my gratitude practice for the holidays is all turned inwards, especially when I'm overwhelmed. So, what am I grateful that I did today? And I know that these three tips, I'm grateful that I planned ahead. I'm grateful that I'm keeping my healthy habits. I'm grateful that I'm taking a breather and recharging. I'm grateful for my meditation practice, or my journaling practice, or my gratitude practice. But be grateful for things twisted inward at a time when it might be that we're at our emptiest. This is my first Christmas without my mother. This is Christmas again where I'm not in Canada, so I'm with one of my sons. This is a Christmas where one of my sons is not in contact due to his own anxiety. No breakdown in terms of arguments, or we're not feuding, but this is a time of great worry because he's effectively missing. And so this is going to be a time when I'm really going to need to recharge. And I know a lot of people suffer from this every year. Christmas or the holidays is a long few weeks. And if you're feeling that way, follow these steps. Go check out the podcast, or check it out on the Vodcast, Deanna Wheeler, 3 tips to managing the holidays. And I will add a fourth tip, which is turn your gratitude inward. What are you grateful about yourself for? And if you would like to grow your body confidence, change your mind body beliefs, and have healthier mind body beliefs to grow your results, then reach out to me. I would love for you to join us on a free live webinar. I keep them small, I keep them intimate, and we really get into how are we feeling and how do we change those feelings or ensure that they're positive. Thank you so much for being part of the Confidence Through Cabaret family. I truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe below if you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you again next week for another Confidence with Coffee. This is Heather Jean, and I'm here to remind you that it is your body and it is your world and it is your stage. Take up space and own it. Bye for now.